Fear not the scalpel, but the silver tongue which cuts through unease. Hey everyone, it's Atlas Paper here, and today I'd like to share with you the much anticipated backstory to my new Dungeons & Dragons character, Virgo. Now, in a short, I showed off a quick clip of how I formatted that document in a really visual scrapbook style way, and to my surprise, I had a few comments asking to read it. I guess my mission to have my backstory look fun and easy to read for my Dungeon Master was a complete success then. However, releasing the document as a PDF would have been too easy, so instead I wanted to do a read-through for you, which is also something that I did for my Dungeon Master so he didn't have to read through it all. Because after all, people read and process information in different ways, and I wanted to account for that. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Virgo. Virgo Virtuo, age 26, occupation Doctor of Mutations, class Bloodhunter Order of the Mutant, race Aasimar, alignment true neutral. Virgo's personality is as follows. Grown up to be the quote-unquote perfect daughter, slowly modified both body and mind, her parents wish for her to continue their legacy. As a result, she's grown up believing she's a cut above, an untouchable porcelain doll, which, while beautiful from the exterior, feels other when among a crowd. This has led to her becoming a wealth of social blunders at events, and unable to find a suitor. Her heart now a hopeless romantic, she finds herself questioning her flaws, and what would truly make her perfect. The backstory begins as such. White-tiled halls echoing precise piano, pristine sheets stained scarlet, the scent of bleach and perfume. This is the immaculate setting Virgo grew up in. Her parents expected flawlessness at every stage of her life. From the moment she could comprehend it, it was clear what her role in this world would be. To be a good doctor, to continue the family name in the sake of progress. You were a virtuo, act like one. Her days were filled with education of every kind, but the studies that were pushed hardest were always the medical ones. Just a child, she could name every bone in her body, conduct basic procedures, and watched over her parents' more elaborate practices. To her, the cultish rituals became intertwined with her knowledge of healing. How could they not? That was all she was taught. The strange surgeries became like magic to her. The extra limbs, the augmentations, the enhancements, they made people who came through not only healed, but beautiful. As she grew older, she picked up the scalpel for herself. It seemed she had an eye for these things. Some considered her an artist of flesh, but she labelled it the work of a true virtuo Aasimar. After all, it was in her blood. A loyal co-worker of her parents, a Dr. Midas, saw her potential and began teaching her the theory of transforming oneself using augmentation. Now, at this point, this was all theoretical, only working on creatures at best, but it fascinated her. And between studies, her and Midas would ravenously sketch how a theoretical, perfect angel could look. She continued to flourish at her craft, but her family was ever pressing. Now coming of age, she was neglecting her duties of the heart. Parties were arranged one after the other, but she failed. How could she fail? Brought up to be perfect, succeeding at every hurdle, able to understand a body inside and out. Yet she could catch no one's eye, make not a single heart flutter. She tried again and again, but with each failure the expression on her family's face grew sharper. She was imperfect. At the same time, the unfortunate passing of Dr. Midas came, leaving Virgo with a book of unfinished sketches and a burning fire to do better. This is when her own modifications began. Sometimes cosmetic, sometimes internal, sometimes mental, each assessed one after the other. With a failure came a new modification, and so the cycle began. Virgo started to judge her own self this way, and soon nothing became good enough. Not her, not the people around her. Everything was wrong. Nothing was pristine enough. Nothing pretty enough. Her eye for detail had become her biggest flaw. From this, Virgo began looking elsewhere for inspiration, continuing to sketch in Midas's old book, hoping to one day reach perfection. I hope you enjoyed this fragment of Virgo's story. Her adventures begin very soon, so be sure to follow to see what she gets up to. And in the meantime, good luck on your adventures.